Hi everybody, I know it's been a while since I last uploaded the video. I kind of detailed my reasons for that in the last upload, and things have got a little bit better, but they're still not perfect. But I decided it was probably time to get back on the horse, as they say. I have missed doing the videos, and it has kind of taken away a little bit of purpose from me, and I guess in a way I was hoping that by not doing the videos, my kind of interest in wrestling would regain, because it had kind of lapsed a little bit. But I think if anything, it's kind of the opposite. So this video is kind of my reintroduction to starting videos again. I don't think I'll get a chance to do predictions and reviews for Hell in a Cell, but I will be definitely doing Survivor Series. So I'll kind of announce my official return in terms of reviews and predictions on pay-per-views with Survivor Series. But in the meantime, I've got a couple of videos I want to do. Maybe show off some of my figures that I have. I sold quite a few of them, but have got a few new ones to show off. And perhaps I'll do some other things as well that I've been wanting to do. But this video as well needs to go to a thank you shout out to Dr. Metal Freak, who's been mentioning me in his videos. Very kind words and been very supportive, and he's a great YouTuber. So anybody who's watching this who doesn't know of him and isn't subscribed to him, then you should definitely go and subscribe to him, because he's a great guy by all accounts. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to him on a personal level for the support. So on to the crux of this video, which is kind of a response to What Culture, which I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're all wrestling fans, you know of What Culture, WWE, or What Culture Wrestling, as it's now known. And a lot of their personnel have been doing their top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time. So what I've decided to do is kind of a mismatch, a mix of 10 greatest wrestlers / 10 favourite wrestlers. So some of them interloop, if you like, and the best way to kind of put that across will be to just kind of explain it as I go along. So if I was doing my 10 favourite wrestlers, you'd have to kind of factor in one of the reasons for why I came back to wrestling a couple of years ago, and that was the Shield. So they would probably be in there, and I would take out probably the bottom 3 from the 10 greatest if I had to factor in them in favourite wrestlers, because Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, all 3 big reason why I kind of came back to wrestling. So, you know, number 10, number 9, number 8 in my greatest of all time list, you could probably substitute those out for being the 3 members of the Shield. But yeah, so apart from that, the list is pretty much the same as it'd be. And yeah, so this is my kind of 10 greatest wrestlers of all time, and I'll explain a little bit about each guy. No women, unfortunately, although Charlotte is really impressing me at the moment, and who knows, possibly in the future she might make this list. But yeah, there's it's kind of a modern list. You know, I first started watching wrestling in 2000, 2001, so I really do appreciate the greats. You know, people who are not on this list. You know, Flair, etc., from the eras gone by. San Martino, Macho Man, Dynamite Kid. You know, a lot of wrestlers that I respect for their own work, and they just didn't make this list for whatever reason, because they haven't had that sentimental value that others have. So let's get into it. Number 10, starting off with Kane. Now, Kane is a big part of my wrestling experience. He wasn't the first wrestler I saw. That was actually Wolfpack Sting. I saw that on Channel 5 back in the year 2000. And then the week after, I tuned into Sky Sports and saw Kane, and being a 10-year-old at the time, didn't really quite understand that they were different characters, different promotions, and all the rest of it. So Kane was the first match, or the second match, that I really saw in wrestling, and just the mystique he had at the time kind of really bought into that childhood, ooh, what's behind the mask kind of thing. And from a perspective as growing up, I I was working in a toy shop a couple of years ago, and it was actually the Kane figure, a Kane figure that I bought, that kind of prompted me to get back into wrestling and start researching things and getting back into it. So I owe him quite a lot, actually. He's been the cause of both my interest into the wrestling fandom, and as a performer, you have to respect the fact that he can still go. If SmackDown this week has proved that he can still go at his age, and just his versatility and the fact that he's a surefire Hall of Famer, he deserves this place on the list. Number 9, I've got Edge. Again, someone whose career I followed, from the early days, and then obviously, really enjoyed his work. Later on as the Rated R Superstar, loved him in the tag team with Edge and Christian. Deserves a lot of respect for the way he went out as well. And also from a sentimental point of view, the Edge figure I had from Jax with the coat, the black coat, removable coat, and the pink red tights, one of the best figures I ever had as a kid. Loved that figure. And I've actually got it now in my collection. I bought it again for like £1. So can't go wrong with that. Number 7 is Christian, his tag team partner. Many people are probably thinking, why on earth is he on this list? And I guess, why is he above Edge? For me, he had a lot of respect when he went to TNA. He walked away from the guaranteed paycheck and perhaps mediocrity of WWE, went and proved himself, won the NWA belt. I also kind of briefly got into TNA during his run. Had a bit of a brief resurgence with wrestling, and I've always really enjoyed his charisma and his sense of humour, and again his achievements, and as a single star and as part of various tag teams, deserve his place on this list. Number 6, Dean Malenko. Again, not somebody that I perhaps appreciated fully during my first time round. I think he retired pretty soon after I kind of came on the scene, but as far as technical wrestling goes, he's a master, and I really do appreciate the work he's doing for the company now. And just that whole Radicals angle was a great, fond memory for me. And he's just someone any wrestling fan needs to go watch his matches. He's just so underrated for his contribution to the business. What are we on now then? So we've got Kane, Edge, Christian, Dean Malenko. Number 6, is that right? Number 6 now? Yeah, number 6 is Chris Jericho. Again, somebody I grew up watching a lot of, and again, someone who I've only kind of really started to appreciate during his current run. Versatile isn't the word for this guy. He's just, something else. And I really loved his Y2J persona. Undisputed Champ at the time made me so angry because he turned heel, and at the time I was really concerned about that, but his heel work since then, even his face work since then, has just been amazing. I can't say I care too much for Fozzy. I haven't had a chance to read his books yet, but from a purely talking and in-ring work, no doubt he's one of the best, so that's why he's on this list.